Oh, hello there. I'm Bilchan.
I'm Nimikung.
I'm Banchan.
In this class, I'll read to all of you. Chapter 4, Section 7 of the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes.
As.
Ah.
The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Author Conan Doyle. Chapter 4, Section 7. Cry Cui before seeing him. There was his singular dying reference to a rat. He mumbled several words. You understand. But that was all that caught the sun's ear. Now from this double point our research must commence. Well, obviously it could not have been meant for the sun. The sun, as far as he knew, was in Bristol. It was mere chance that he was within earshot. Their appointment with Budiki is a distinctly Australian cry, and one which is used between Australians. What of the rat? They bill. This is a map of the colony of Victoria, he said. The map. Arity I read. And now, he raised his hand. Quite so. That was the word the man uttered. And his son only got the last two syllables. He was trying to utter the name of his murderer. So. It is wonderful, I exclaimed. It is obvious. And now, you see, I had narrowed the field down considerably. The position of a grey garment was a third point which, granting the son's statement to be correct, was a certainty, and one who was at home in the district. Filippo can only be approached by the farm or by the estate. Then comes our expedition of today. That imbecile Lestrade. You know my method. His height I know that you might roughly judge from the length of his stride. His boots. 2. Is. The impression of his right foot was always less distinct than his left. He put less weight upon it. Why? I think West. The blow was struck from immediately behind, and yet was upon the left side. Then, how can that be unless it were by a left-handed man? He had stood behind that tree during the interview between the father and son. He had even smoked there. I found that of his cigar, which my special knowledge of tobacco enables me to pronounce as an Indian cigar. I have, as you know, devoted some attention to this, and written a little monograph on the ashes of 140 different varieties of pipe, cigar, and cigarette tobacco. Having found that it was an Indian cigar, I could see that the end had not been in his mouth. Therefore he used a holder. The tip had been cut off. Not bitten off. But the cut was not a clean one. Holmes, I said, you have drawn a net round this man from which he cannot escape. The cord which was hanging him. I see the direction in which all this points. Whist to. John Turner, cried the hotel waiter, opening the door of our sitting room and ushering in a visitor. The man who entered was a strange and impressive figure. His slow, limping step and bad shoulders gave the appearance of decrepitude, and yet his hard, deep-lined, craggy features. Of character. His tangled beard, grizzled hair, and ascending. Drooping eyebrows combined to give an air of dignity and power to his appearance. But his face was of an ashen white. Though some deadly and chronic disease. "Pray sit down on the sofa," said Holmes gently. "Yes." The lodge-keeper brought it up, despair in his weary eyes, as though his question was already answered. "Yes," said Holmes, answering the look rather than the words. "Is so." The old man sank his face in his hands. "God help me," he cried. "But I would not have let the young man come to harm." "I am glad to hear you say so," said Holmes gravely. "I would have spoken now had it not been for my dear girl." "It may not come to that," said Holmes. "I am no official agent. I understand that it was your daughter who required my presence here, and I am acting in her interests. Young McCarthy must be got off." "I am a dying man," said old Turner. "I have had diabetes for years. My doctor says it is a question whether I shall live a month." A bundle of paper before him. "Just tell us the truth," he said. "I shall jot down the facts. You will sign it. And Watson here can witness it. Then I could produce your confession at the last extremity to save in McCarthy." "It's as well," said the old man. "It's a question whether I shall live to the assize. So it matters little to me. But I should wish to spare Alice the shock. And now I will make the thing clear to you. It has been a long time in acting, but will not take me long to tell. You didn't know this dead man, McCarthy. He was a devil incarnate. I tell you that. God keep you out of the clutches of such a man as he. His grip has been upon me these 20 years, and he has blasted my life. I'll tell you first how I came to be in his power. It was in the early October 22nd, 2023 at the diggings. I was a young chap then, hot-blooded and reckless, ready to turn my hand at anything. I got bad companions. To be continued.